Suid-Afrika staan nie net aan die voorpunt van die mediese wetenskap wat hartoortplantings betref nie. Ek ontdek ander suksesstories wat hierdie reeks na ander hoogtepunte neem. Ek is nou op pad Durban toe om hierdie stories met julle te deel.
I didn't want to die. I didn't believe that it was my time to go. I didn't believe I'd accomplished everything that I was put on earth to do. But at the same time, everyone dies at some point. It's, you know, that's the fact of life. You are born and you live and then you die.
So ons kry nie genoeg skenkers nie. Ons waglys is oor die 55 pasiënte.
Vir harte en longe.
Vir harte, longe en hartlonge.
Maar vir hoeveel mense soek jy harte en longe gelyktydig voor?
Nee, daar's miskien, ek dink miskien 5 of 6 wat op die waglys is.
We know that God's got a plan. He's got a plan for our lives, and I know that we've given him the best that we can possibly do. And he's enjoyed his life so far. All we want is for him to continue enjoying it. And we'd love him to be able to reach his dreams and his goals and do the things he would like to do.
Matthew was born 19 years ago. Within 2 hours of him being born, we realized there was trouble. And that so the next 24 hours was a very tough time. In fact, the pediatrician said to my wife, you know, spend some time with Matthew and say goodbye, because he probably won't make the night. Well, he did make the night. And the following morning, they flew him in a helicopter to Johannesburg, where a team of specialists basically operated on him. So it was 36 hours old when he had his first open heart surgery. He had a 3-chambered heart and no connection from the heart to the lungs. So basically they cut open his chest, drilled a hole in the heart, cut a hole in the pipework to the lungs and joined the two together. And then over a process of about 8 years, a couple of operations in between, basically put in valves and put in bovine valves. And so it really sort of nurtured him through the process of becoming strong enough to live. You know, about the age of 8 or 9, we thought, gosh, we're out the woods now, the heart is doing well, you know, he's strong enough. And then we noticed he was still going blue, and the oncologist was saying, but he shouldn't be going blue. You know, his heart is now a 4-chambered heart. They'd put a flap of skin in the ventricles, so now he had a 4-chambered heart. There's no mixing of the blood. He shouldn't go blue. And then we realized his lungs, as a consequence of all this condition of the heart, the lungs had been hammered. And he had a form of asbestosis. We don't know what form it was. We've had lots of biopsies and checks. But the bottom line is his lungs are stiffening. And as a consequence, the heart is laboring more. The heart is, you know, in your normal human man, the heart pressure is roughly, I think, 25 kPa comes to mind. In a pulmonary hypertension situation where the heart is overloaded from the lungs, you'd have about a 50 kPa. 50 kPa is like reaching the place of bad state. Matthew, at last check a few weeks ago, was 92 kPa. So he's really in a realm where the doctors have no data really to know what will happen with Matthew. So really the fact that he gets up every morning is in itself a miracle. You know, everybody has tough circumstances, but Matthew's had 19 years of tough circumstances and he's had to keep going through all that. So no, my boy is amazing, you know. I mean, we give him a hard time because he's my boy, but deep down, he is such a special fellow and we really value him.
I want to ask you a question. Are you happy?
There are obviously things that I would have liked to do that I haven't done, but those sorts of things we'll do later on when Matthew's had his transplant. But those things aren't what make you happy. Your family's what make you happy. And we have a fantastic family. Both the boys, Matthew and Luke, have been absolute blessings. There's not been a time where it's all been easy, because it has never been easy, but they've both been able to achieve so much in so many different ways. And it's not the normal achievement. It's not the achievement that most people want for their children, like the best at this and the best at that. But when you look at where each of the boys have come from, what they've achieved in their lives has been phenomenal.
We don't know. We don't hold the future. Every day is a miracle. We're hoping for a miracle for Matthew, that he will get a heart and lung to replace his ones, which are deteriorating and failing on him. I am hopeful that we will see that. And if it doesn't come to pass for some reason, it'll break my heart, but I can live with that. I'm determined to Matthew have the best that he has now, and if that now is another 6 months, then that's what I live with.
He's just been such a blessing to us and to so many other people. I can't see it ending. It would be lovely for him to have a transplant, and he's said that he just wants to enjoy his life and have do the things he wants to do, which is good, and he will give back. I mean, that's all he wants to do. So the transplant and being on the transplant list has been really hard for us. First of all, because your child is placed on the transplant list and you actually don't know what's going on. People can tell you and you actually don't hear. So it's taken research to have a look at things, to evaluate situations and say, well, what do we want here? Do we want this for him? Do we actually realize that it's not going to be a fix? He's not going to be well as in a standard well person afterwards. He's going to have to go through a lot, because a lot of people think once you've had a transplant, you're perfect, but you're not. You're on anti-rejection medication for the rest of your life. You're having blood tests. You're having biopsies. You're doing all sorts. And you are very susceptible to getting sick. So all of those things you need to take into context. And you need to also consider how many years is the norm for people to survive afterwards. And if the person is well now, is it worth the risk of doing a transplant? All those sorts of things we had to go through.
You're very fortunate that you have a doctor here in Natal that can do this kind of operation.
As we faced the reality of having a heart and lung transplant, as we began to ask the questions, there was this fairly blank response of, well, they don't do heart and lung transplants in South Africa, was the comment that we received. So immediately we began to say, well, okay, do we go overseas for our son? What do we do? And then in the whisper of the grapevine came, well, actually there is someone in South Africa. And amazingly, that person lives less than 10 kilometers from us here. And as we found that person and we found more information, we finally met Dr. Kleinlucht, who did that operation. I think I'm open to correction, but there have been 6 of these operations.
And then, of course, Tina
Beck-Passenger. Yeah, no, again, she, at Matthew's 18th birthday, we had a picture of them together, really the sort of the present and the hope for the future, shall we call it.
Pasiënte wat hart-longoorplantings nodig het, hulle wag so ongeveer 3 jaar om 'n geskikte skenker te kry. Matthew se probleem is verder gekompliseerd in sy vorige operasies. Hy het 7 vorige operasies gehad. So net om sy ou organe uit te kry, gaan baie moeilik wees. So ons kan nie nog 3-4 ure vat om die orgaan hier te kry, ligtyd, oestyd en daai tipe van goed. Ons wil graag die organe hier naby hê, sodat ons hulle kan uithaal en ons kan dieselfde tyd begin om die ou organe te verwyder en die nuus te kan insit. So ja, hy moet 'n nabyskenker kry.
Can I ask, well, why do you wear this now?
The oxygen pipe is so it helps my lungs. I carry an oxygen concentrator around 24/7, and it helps slow the decrease of my lungs and makes me able to at least live a normal life as much as I can.
Yeah, as much as you can. Why are you so interested in archery?
Archery is because it's a sport that you can shoot as a Paralympic and Olympic archer, and it shows all the different, you don't have to worry about just being an able body with archery. Archery, there's all different styles to archery, and it shows that you can overcome all challenges and hopefully be able to achieve.
Oh, that's interesting. But please go and sit down. I'm going to get in here.
I hope to represent South Africa in the 2024 World Transplant Games, hopefully.
By that time, hopefully you will have you'll have lungs and a heart. But then
it's just my passion, and I've always loved the outdoors, and archery is one of those things where you can connect with the outdoors as well. And being around people who do archery, it's inspired me. So
that's interesting.
I do hope for the transplant as that, but also I understand that someone will have to lose a loved one. But for me, it's also that I want to be able to use my life and to show that their loved one was not, they didn't die in vain. That I'll be able to live out my dreams and hopefully show, and through that maybe achieve hopefully something that their loved one might not have. And also it will give me an idea to be more active in life and to hopefully build friendships and that which I already have slowly, and also be able to do the things I've always wanted to do. One of them's mountain biking, and the other one would be to also play golf as a hobby, because my family used to play a lot of golf, and when I was younger I was able to, but nowadays I can't play, so do enough practice as with my archery, so I've had to give that up. And it's a great bonding thing for me and my father to do, because he loves his golf.
Ag, wat 'n liewe kind. Ja, ek is baie lief vir hom. Hy word presies behandel soos al die res. Die enigste ding wat ons nou en dan kroek is met Google Translate. Woordjie vir woordjie, want ek glo nie eintlik aan Google Translate nie. Dit werk nie as jy hele sinne intik en so nie. Maar omdat hy 'n bietjie meer tyd vat, dan mag hy sy tablet gebruik en woorde opsoek en so aan. Matthew, you're going to have to buff up. You're going to have to say, goeiemôre mevrou Middleton. And every time you see Jan, goeiemôre Jan. Not hello. Goeiemôre, goeiemiddag.
Goeiemiddag.
Right. And what do you say when you say good night? Goeienag.
Goeienag.
Goeienag. Ja.
Maar sê nou maar die meisie is Afrikaans, wat gaan jy vir haar sê? In Afrikaans, sy kan nie Afrikaans, Engels praat nie.
Nee. Hy gaan nou vry in Afrikaans. Ek sê altyd die beste manier om Afrikaans te leer is speel as jy klein is in Afrikaans of vry in Afrikaans as jy ouer is. Nee, Matthew, weet jy wat vry beteken?
Well, Matthew goes to biokinetics on a weekly basis at the moment and then does his exercises in between times. He's trying to keep his chest strong, and a lot of the exercises help him to open his chest up. The whole aim for us was that at least his chest is strong and his upper body, his torso is strong for when he does have a transplant, and we're hoping that will help the healing, but primarily it's because Matthew does get a lot of sore backs or backache because of carrying the oxygen concentrator, and his is quite a heavy one. The previous one was even heavier, so we started it then and we've just continued, but we're aiming really to keep his chest open, so his posture needs to remain good with carrying this, and then he strengthen his upper torso.
It helps a lot with putting things back into place, because with my body being weak as it is, my muscles also sometimes tend to relax a bit too much, so it helps keep my posture and helps open me up, which I need, which I find it does, to help breathe better.
Right. Let's hope the box don't get smashed this weekend.
Yes, definitely.
And we'll see you next week.
Yes, we'll do.
Good afternoon, bye.
Vandag is ek op 'n sending. Ek ry nou hier in die Natalse Midlands, Nottingham Road, om vir Dr. Robbie Kleinloog te gaan besoek en sy vrou Annelie. Dr. Kleinloog is die persoon wat moontlik wonderwerke kan verrig. Want hy is die enigste dokter wat hart- en longoperasies in Suid-Afrika kan doen. So, dis mooi. Dokter, ek het nou 'n bietjie navorsing oor jou gedoen en wat het gebeur met jou arm? Ek het gehoor jou arm is amper afgesit toe jy 'n jong man was, né?
Ek was in matriek gewees. In die begin van my matriekjaar en ons het na my nooi toe gaan en ek het my vriend se kar gery. Hy was nou al 18 en hy kon die kar bestuur, ek was nog net 16. Maar ek moes bestuur om by die nooi aan te kom met die kar. En toe het ons die kar gerol. En die kar het my arm vergrys hierso. En en daar was 7 frakture in my arm. En toe het hulle dit probeer regmaak en toe word al septies. En toe wil hulle die arm amputeer na 2 weke. En omdat ek net 16 was, kon ek nie toestemming teken nie. So toe het my pa geweier. My pa het destyds nog gesê nie, hy sien die skape op die plaas, as die voetjie breek, jy weet, hulle loop maar so 'n bietjie mank, maar hy kom weer reg. En toe 2 weke later toe wil hulle hom weer amputeer, want toe was alles nou septies. En ek onthou my pa het nog gesê nee, maar jy moet net daai Connie's crystals, daai persgoed aansit, dan sal dit beter word. En het dit maar beter geword. En toe ek die arm weer gebreek 3 maande later, toe ek uit die hospitaal uitkom, toe het ons cricket gespeel op die gras, toe gooi ek my hele arm af. En toe het hulle nou beenoorplanting en plaatjies ingesit en so aan. So het ek my hele matriekjaar nou maar so aangaan met die arm wat in gips is met die hele bors. En toe het hulle vir my eksamen het hulle my hand laat uit die gips uitkom. Maar ek het links geleer skryf, het my eksamen links gedoen en net vir die biologie prentjies wat ek moes teken, kon ek toe daarom so met die regter handjie wat so uit die gips uitkom, kon ek die prentjies teken.
As jy hier aankom op hierdie plaas, op hierdie pragtige plaas, de-stres jy?
Daar is nie eens twyfel daarin nie. Jy worry altyd oor jou pasiënte. Of hulle nou goed of sleg doen, jy worry altyd oor hulle. En dis baie goed vir jou pasiënte, maar is nie baie goed vir jouself nie. So,
Raak jy emosioneel betrokke by hulle soms, of nie eintlik nie?
Veral as dit nie altyd gaan soos wat dit moet gaan nie. Gelukkig gaan dit gewoonlik goed, maar en hoe ouer jy word, hoe meer raak jy betrokke by die emosies van die pasiënte, jy weet. Pasiënte se families. Dit is baie moeilik. Partymal dink ou is 'n gawe wat jy net kan afsluit, jy weet, en sê dis maar jy het jou beste gedoen, maar dit raak baie moeilik as jy sien, jy weet die emosies van die vrou en die ma en die pa en die kinders en almal. So, ek julle weet nou nie baie van boerdery af nie, maar hierdie is 'n pragtige kalf. Dit nie gedoen het nie. Kan ek nou gou-gou vir jou, wil jy, sal ons hier by die huis opeindig of by die kerk opeindig?
Nee, ons gaan nou eers by die kerk wees.
By die kerk, okay. Dit was 'n bouval geweest wat ons toe reggemaak het. Wat ook 'n transplant, ek het 'n hartoortplanting op 'n ou gedoen, Tony Williams. Hy was 'n boukontrakteur, 'n baie suksesvolle boukontrakteur. En hy het, jy weet, ons kon net nie vir hom 'n skenker kry nie. En toe het hy een Vrydagoggend toe kollaps hy daar in die hospitaal, in die badkamer se vloer. Toe spring ons op hom en ons resusciteer hom en ons bring hom toe terug en daai selfde naweek toe kry ons vir hom 'n skenker. Dit is nou net bloot toevallig. En toe het hy wonderlik gedoen. En daai tyd het ons begin bou hierso en toe stel ek hom voor aan my vrou en toe vind hy uit dat my vrou is eintlik een wat al die bouwerk moet doen. En toe sê hy nee, hy sal dit kom doen. Maar hier was niks nie, né? En toe kom my dogter aan, toe sê sy nee, daai dae van ronde vensters en kapelletjies, dis verby. Jy moet nou modern contemporary gaan. Slaan sy alles uit en sy sit alles glas in.
Ja, nee.
Sy het toe 'n storie gedoen, die plek se storie oor Coming Home oor swallows. Toe het sy die swaalkie lig ontwerp. Wat gaan, die swaalkies gaan so in 'n sirkel. Want al die seilers het 'n swaalkie op hulle arms laat tatoeëer. Iets te doen met Coming Home. En sy het toe die hele ding so gesien asof dit, jy weet, dit is 'n coming home vir die familie en eendag as ons nou trou hier, so gaan ons nou hier trou en dan sit 'n coming. So dit het nou al 3 keer gebeur ook. Die 3 dogters is nou almal hier getrou.
Hy is baie instinktief. Hy het 'n vreeslike goeie gevoel oor 'n pasiënt of oor 'n operasie of oor wat die uitkoms gaan wees. Hy's baie instinktief en ek dink dit is 'n groot bydrae tot sy sukses.
Robbie, voor 'n groot operasie, jy trek jou handskoene aan, jy klaar geskrob. Hoe voel jy as jy deur die deure stap?
Ons het nou so 155 of so iets oorplantings gedoen. Maar elkeen wat jy doen is baie, baie intens. Hulle word nooit dieselfde nie. En die belangrike deel van 'n oorplanting is dit, jy weet, there's no room for error. So jy kan nie sê, alright, wel as ons 'n fout maak hier, so kan ons dit reg. Jy kan nie foute regmaak nie. So daar's nie plek vir foute nie. En dit is baie, baie stresvol maar ek dink jy raak so gefokus en jy werk net op adrenalien. So partymal gaan hierdie goed aan vir 10 ure. En jy word nie moeg nie. Die oomblik as jy afskakel, dan word jy moeg. So ek dink is maar net 'n kwessie van fokus, jy weet, en jou energie fokus net op daai prosedure.
Al vir eeue praat die mense van die hart as die setel van die emosies.
Snaaks, as jy aan 'n man se hart opereer, is dit 'n groot ding. Jy kan sê, man, maar ek moet 'n stuk van jou brein wegsny, want daar's iets fout. Maar jy moenie sê ek moet 'n stuk van jou hart wegsny nie. Dis net dis seker maar kom maar met die mitologie saam en met die geskiedenis saam, maar jy moenie aan 'n man se hart vat nie. Hulle vat lank om daai besluit te neem.
Robbie, jy's die enigste dokter waarvan ek weet in Suid-Afrika wat 'n hart- en longoorplanting suksesvol gedoen het.
Ja, dit maak my nou nie spesiaal nie, is maar net dat ons dit gedoen omdat ons moes doen. En ons doen dit graag omdat ons dit moet doen. En touch wood, dit was suksesvol.
Daar's 'n vaardigheid in 'n hartoorplanting, maar is dit nie nog meer ingewikkeld, 'n hart- en longoorplanting nie?
Nee, die operasie self is nie so baie meer moeilik as 'n gewone hartoorplanting. Om die waarheid te sê, dis dalk amper 'n bietjie makliker. Maar om al die goed gepas te kry, so die werk voor die tyd is baie moeiliker. Om hulle op te pas na die tyd is baie moeiliker, want nou het jy sommer 3 organe wat wil verwerk die hele tyd. En die komplikasies is meer soos wat ek sê, jy weet, daar's net nie, jy kan nie een fout maak nie, want daar's nie 'n manier om foute reg te maak in daai operasie.
Anybody else forget? Yes.